Hello, I'm Daniel and welcome to my YouTube channel. We at the channel are continuing our series of videos with respect to education, information, inspiration, guidance, advice. And I was recently going over Parshas Vayera, specifically chapter 19 of Genesis, verse 37. And we're talking about the daughter of Lot, and who became pregnant from her father. And she called her son Moab. And one might misinterpret this young lady naming her son as a reflection of her immorality. Not only did she get pregnant from her father, she called the kid Moab, Me'av, from father. The son from the father. And it's publicizing that the child's father was none other than his grandfather. It takes a certain amount of chutzpah, or shamelessness, or foolishness. Now, in light of the following incredible story, our attitude toward Lot's daughter might change. Remember, the daughters of Lot were never criticized for what they did. And this involved Rav Moshe Feinstein, who was given an aliyah. He goes up to the Torah. And immediately following him, the very next aliyah, was a student of the yeshiva who had an excellent reputation. He was quite a promising scholar. And he goes up and he's doing the bracha, and as usually happens, you take the corner of your tallis, you're doing and you're pointing, and as the young man is doing this, Moshe Feinstein notices that on his hand he has like a skin wound on a student's hand. After shul, Moshe Feinstein goes to this young man, notes the wound on the back of his hand, and he says, do you know that you have Tzaraas? Tzaraas, you poorly translate in the Bible as leprosy. It's not leprosy. Leprosy, it comes from germs and viruses and microbes. And in the Bible, Tzaraas is a physical disease that comes from a moral failing, specifically Lashon Hara, malicious gossip, evil tongue. Lashon Hara, literally wicked tongue. And he says, do you know you've got Tzaraas? And knowing, the student being a scholar, knowing that Tzaraas is associated with Lashon Hara, slanderous speech, derogatory speech, disparaging speech. The bacher, the young student, was shaken to hear this. And the Moshe Feinstein started pressing him. He says, Did you recently speak Lashon Hara? Did you malicious gossip? No, the student responded. I'm very careful in Shmiras HaLashon, in matters of guarding my tongue, in matters of speech. I'm very, very careful. Moshe Feinstein thinks a second. He says, well, maybe you spoke Lashon Hara against the dead. And the boy never thought about this. He says, I can't really remember. No, I spoke against anyone. And Moshe Feinstein says, think harder. And he says, and the boy, it dawns on him, he says, you know what? I recently said that Lot's daughter, who named her son Moab, acted inappropriately. She was very chutzpahdik. She was very brazen. And then Moshe Feinstein says, that's the reason for your Tzaraas. You slandered Lot's daughter. The boy was surprised. She had acted in a very questionable manner. He says, do you realize that she named him Moab to emphasize the fact that she had conceived from her father? Why not? Because some people might have thought that she conceived from God, as Christians claim for Jesus. They claim for their God. She was stressing that Moab was not part of a virgin birth. And that Moshe Feinstein stressed, if anything, Lot's daughter should be praised, should be lauded for her forthright and truthful manner. She wasn't hiding behind shame or everything. She wanted to put up front that this boy, Moab, was from my father. She was forthright, she was truthful, she was honest. And needless to say, this student accepted upon himself this judgment, this view from Moshe Feinstein, like one of the big poskim. This is making the great halachic rulings. He would make calls on matters of Jewish law. Accepted upon himself. He did tshuva. He repented. He made up for this failing. And we are the beneficiaries of a new insight into this verse in the Torah. We're going to be doing more videos along these lines. Please come back. Please watch. Please learn. Until next time, I'm Daniel, and thank you too much.